What's up everyone, and welcome to this video on flowing. Before we get started, make sure you check out our guide and understand the information in the videos preceding this one. In order to understand what flowing is, we first need to know what a flow sheet is. So what is a flow sheet? A flow sheet is a piece of paper turned horizontally and divided into 5 columns. Here's what a next-gen debate flow sheet looks like. Once complete, the flow sheet becomes a transcript of what happened during a debate. Flowing is just simply taking notes on a flow sheet. You have probably taken notes before in school by jotting down key phrases and concepts. However, in debate, the objective for taking notes is to write down as much as possible by using symbols and abbreviations. Flowing is considered a highly sought-after skill. Having these critical details in your notes makes a huge difference in the outcome of a debate. After a few minutes, it starts to become difficult to remember who said what and what was said exactly. Sometimes something as simple as the vocabulary used to describe something can make or break a team from winning. Basically, your notes will act as your evidence when explaining to the judge what actually happened during the debate. There are multiple ways to flow a debate. Some debaters use arrows, colored pens, and even highlighters. But whatever way you end up choosing, it's important that everyone be familiar with our alphabetic format for taking notes. Not only is this format a great foundation for getting started, but when your team uses the same organization method, it becomes very easy to share notes during a live debate. To put it simply, the alphabetic format uses letters instead of numbers when organizing arguments on the flow sheet. In this example, the topic is schools should require uniforms for students. We can see the first proposition's argument is that uniforms save students money. This, however, is just considered the assertion of the argument. Below the assertion, we see a bullet point that transcribes the reasoning to the assertion, followed by a hyphen that shares the evidence provided by the speaker. In this example, we only see each symbol displayed once, and this is probably typical, but you should feel free to add as many additional symbols below the assertion as necessary. For example, sometimes the speaker may provide multiple pieces of evidence, so you would therefore have multiple hyphens under the same assertion. In the first speaker opposition column, we can see there are 2 letters instead of 1 as to indicate this argument is a refutation to an argument made by the other team. If opposition had provided any of their own unique arguments, those arguments would be listed with the single letter as seen in the first and second speaker proposition columns. Now, when there is a point of information, you can simply label it as POI with a number. The number represents the speaking position of the debater presenting the POI. In this example, the POI came from the second speaker from the opposition team. Underneath the header is the POI itself and the speaker's response to it. This last symbol is particularly useful for judges. You can use an asterisk for notes to yourself, perhaps sharing some helpful insight when providing feedback after the debate has completed. Before you go, I have some pro tips to share. The first one is to abbreviate whenever possible. Some debates proceed faster than others, which can make writing every word difficult. Develop abbreviations to write faster. Secondly, you should try to write as legibly as possible. This allows debaters to share notes with each other during a debate, and you'll thank yourself later when trying to read it on your own. Don't stop writing if you get lost. It is easy to get lost or unsure how a particular argument might relate to the discussion, but it's best to write it down anyway. Lastly, it's important to practice. With each time you practice flowing, you are improving this skill, thus improving your chances of winning. I hope this video helped you learn something new about flowing. Show some support by subscribing to our channel. That's all for now. Thanks for watching and happy debating.